Hi there, I'm Michelle the Painter. Today I'm going to be doing another fun art experience. I'm going to be finger painting. And the image that I've chosen to finger paint today is actually a photo that was submitted by one of my Patreon members by the name of Joelle Mosier. I have a benefit for my Patreon members whereby every now and again I put out a call for photos. They'll submit them and I turn some of them into YouTube tutorials, and today I thought I'd turn one of them into a fun art experience of finger painting. So we're gonna have a lot of fun painting an iris. No brushes today. I'm gonna be working on a 16 by 20 inch stretched and primed canvas. I'm using my student grade acrylic paint. The colors I have are titanium white. I've got a couple of them just in case I need extra. Mars black, deep yellow, burnt umber, which I call brown, cobalt blue, magenta, and green oxide. And I'll tell you what colors I'm using in this one, but this is going to be a little bit more loosey-goosey of a video than the normal step-by-step. So I'm just going to get right into it because this is a fun art experience for me, and I'm just going to talk as I'm doing it, and I'm just going to have some fun. So I'm going to first start by picking up some green paint with my applicator, which is my hand, and then I'm leaving some of this center a little bit with less paint in it, just so I can have a little bit more lightness in the middle for my flower. I'm now picking up some black paint with my applicator and using a kind of a soft circular brush stroke or hand stroke to create this really fun, soft, out of focus. You could even kind of bring some pieces up to make them look like they're pieces of grass. But in the photo, it's kind of a little bit darker on these outside edges. So that's what I'm attempting to just kind of get the feel of. I'm kind of patting my hand. You can pull up your hand if you want to. I'm not doing anything fancy here, just kind of applying that paint into all the areas that the flower is not going to be. So I just want to make sure I have a pretty good coverage in through here. And then once I've got that on there, I am going to hit it with a blow dryer because next I'm going to be working on my flower. So I'm going to, press fast forward, or the magic of editing is going to press fast forward as I blow dry my canvas, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so now that my canvas is dry, I'm going to go on to starting my flower. So I'm going to start with a little bit of white and magenta on my finger and kind of set out just like a nice outline for my flower. So I'm thinking that I've got a big huge bottom petal down in through here, picking up a little bit more of my magenta and just kind of giving myself a nice outline for these petals, just so I can kind of get an idea as to where they are, and then I can really start flying through all of my fun stuff with my fingers. So if I've got that one in through there, I've got another little one kind of out in this vicinity, over in through here, and you can certainly make yours whatever way you want. I'm just using this photo as my inspiration so you can have fun. It looks like it kind of comes back to here and then just kind of comes down here. This is super fun because I'm noticing as I am just kind of, that one I didn't need to outline because it was a small one. There's another small one over here. I just picked up just the magenta because this one's over, kind of tucked behind. And this one, it kind of scoots out in a little point in through there. So using my fingers giving me this great textural kind of effect similar to the iris. I'm going to actually color this one in before I do that big top one. So I'm going in with more fingers and my magenta and just kind of pulling this down in this fun direction, kind of out. Oh, maybe I'll put a little bit of white on my brush, on my applicator over into here. Oh my God, this is going to be so fun. Sometimes I get into these experiences not knowing if I'm going to be, free-flowing in enjoying the process, and I can already tell this one's definitely going to be one for my memory books, because I'm enjoying it already. When you enjoy it right coming out of the gate, then you're gonna succeed and have a fabulous time the whole time. So this one up here is definitely a lot lighter, and it looks like there's a couple of petals kind of overlapping one another. So I think I'm going to just kind of go for a big exterior kind of shape first, something like this. And this is obviously more white with just a little bit of the magenta. Just giving myself those fun scallopy little edges that I'm seeing in the photo. And this kind of comes down and overlaps down into the center. Just kind of blend that in. There's a big huge one that kind of ripples and comes in front here and over here. So just kind of finding my way through the exterior. It kind of pops out over here and then just ripples down into here. Oh, this is so fun. I think if the camera was shut off and I was just needing a therapeutic day, I may finger paint. This is just too much fun. It looks like there's more of a yellow one in here, so I'm going to pick up my white plus a tiny touch of the yellow on my dirty applicator and get a little bit of a yellowish kind of peachy tone going on in through here. There is a little peekaboo spot in the photo, but I'm not going to, where you can see the green behind it, but I'm just going to color that part in. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to give that a second to, oh, maybe this comes down over here, to kind of not necessarily dry, but just sit for a minute. I'm going to just play, I guess, with these other light tones over in through here. I was going to go and do the little stem, but I feel like I just want to add these little light tones onto these guys first. Whatever's on my finger, I guess I'm just going to kind of blend into these little edges. Oh my God, it's too much fun. So I'm going to just wipe. This is a wet towel, just for the record, if you're curious as to what I'm using for my cleaning thing. I'm going to put some kind of stem on here just so it's not a floating iris. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of black. We're just going to put it somewhere down in through here. Black on black, you can't really see. So in a second, I'm just going to pick up a touch of, I think, green, yellow, and white on my dirty finger, and just give the illusion of just kind of a vertical kind of line in through there. I suppose I could have used some of my brown, but I'm thinking, well, maybe just a little brown and white. So we can, maybe a little more white. So we can see, there we go. We can see it now. I just needed to be able to see it on top of it. There we go. So now we have a stem. So I'm gonna just rinse my fingers off. And I do have a cup of water if my fingers got a little bit too dirty here. So now I'm just gonna start playing and maybe making some dark areas in through here. This is where I was thinking I might be using my blue and my magenta to make just almost like a darker kind of purpley tone. Maybe a touch of brown in this little mixture of mine, and to get some of the contour in that flower, in this flower petal. I'm using a little bit of darkness, so this is my blue, magenta, and a little bit of brown, and this is going to give me a couple of little ripples in my petals. So this is just a dark version, so I can get my shadowy kind of areas in underneath. Anywhere that I feel that they would be warranted. And again, I'm just playing. So as you're going through, if you're playing along with me, you might find that this is, you know, you love these dark tones and you want to add more of them. I'm thinking that looks pretty neat the way that it is, so I don't really need to do much more than that. I'm going to wash my mixing tool with my hand, and I'm going to go a little bit back into that magenta just to kind of close out a couple of these little guys in through here so I don't see any of that green behind there. I can also use my magenta plus a little bit of white to add some additional, a little bit more white than that, to add these nice little fun highlighted areas along the edges. So I already started that over here, but you can certainly, you know, add little bits more if you want to. That's fun in through there. This kind of comes over like that. I've got a little lighter area up and through here. So I'm just going to I'm just watching the photo now for little differences in the color pattern. So there's a little ripple in through here, so I can just add that little ripple along that edge. Oh, this flower is going to look like it's dancing by the time I'm done. I'm adding a little bit more white to my finger to get a little bit more highlight going on in through here. And then I'm going to work on this upper region for a minute here, just wiping my fingers off. I'm going to pick up a little bit of yellow and brown because I'm seeing that there's a little kind of dark spot in through here. So I want to kind of get that little darkness in between. There's a little something over there. We've got some little prickly things kind of coming in front of here. So I'm just kind of tapping my finger to get that effect. And then it just kind of ripples in through here. This kind of goes up and smooths. There's all kinds of little petals that are almost confusingly congested within this little center area. So just whatever works for you. On this side over here, it looks like I can kind of steer this up in an upward motion to get that that appearance of that exterior petal. So I'm just kind of steering this up like this. And these guys over here, that's going to be a little bit pink and white. That looks good. Maybe just a little bit of more of steering of my paint in through here to get this little ripply edge. I do need it a little bit darker, so I'm adding just a touch more of the brown and a little bit of the yellow into these guys up here so I can get more kind of contrast to them so you can see the ripples in them. So that's where I'm headed right now, just getting a little bit more darkness in these guys. And I'm just kind of going with the direction of the petal little ripples on that petal, because there's a big one over here, and then it kind of just ripples all over here. So right now I am just enjoying this process. I'm looking for where I can see the little light spots and dark spots to create the visual delineation between the petals. So there's a little bit in through here. There we go. And then these guys over here are kind of all confused looking to me. So there's this one right in through here that has some yellowish tones to it. So that's why I'm kind of allowing myself to pick up some of these yellowish gold tones in through here like this. And then there's pink tones up here. So I'm going to use that magenta and white on my dirty finger. Let me just clean off my finger a little bit more. So this is a little pink, or the magenta and white, and again trying to get some of that background to disappear if I see it. Oh, this is so cool. Just put my head back for a minute and I think it looks really cool. And then I'm gonna just pick up a little bit of clean white and just kind of allow myself to highlight some of these edges. You could, irises come in a lot of different colors too. So if you're playing along with me, you can certainly make this into a different kind of colored iris. They come in lots of different colors. So you can have red ones and purple ones and pink ones and any colors that you want. I'm seeing a little dark center here too. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of my magenta and yellow to give myself just, it looks like there's a little kind of thingy doodle in the middle. I don't know what that would be, but we're just going to make a little thingy doodle in through here. And then there's again some more of these little textural things coming in the center in through there with this little additional stuff in through here. Maybe these are the stamen things in through here. So I'm just kind of popping my finger out there. And you can, of course, as you're going through yours, just enjoy the process. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm putting just a little bit more of a little tiny darker tones right now, so I can again just try and get the difference, see the difference between some of these petals. So that looks good. Just kind of bringing this out, and I'm just having fun here. We got a little bit of this pinkish purpley kind of color in through here, and then once you know, have it into a spot that you feel is comfortable, definitely stand back from it, look at it from a distance, and you can be really amazed with what you just created, or maybe you'll want some more changes to it. So as you're going through this, it's just really about having fun. I've got my shape on here. I've got it, you know, resembling an iris. I could sit here and fiddle all day with this, but I'm thinking I might call it because I pretty much dig it the way that it is. So I've got, you know, my center flowers. I've got a lot of fun little details in here. I just put a little bit more yellow just to pop something out in through there. You can again I'm adding just a little bit more yellow over on these sides just to give it a little bit more color variety, but again, that'll be up to you. I feel like I need a little bit more green in through here for that background, and you can just keep fiddling. You could put grass if you want green, yellow, white. You could put a couple pieces of grass along the sides if you feel that you want to add any additional kind of information along those sides. You can just kind of sit here and fiddle with your fingers, enjoy that process, make art be an experience for you as opposed to an obligation or anything else that you know, kind of accidentally deemed art to be. Just having a fun experience, enjoy the process. And as always, I hope that you created a very fun painting. You enjoyed your experience along the way. And I always look forward to painting with you again sometime.